And welcome to HYP Season 8. I'm Ajay Soni, and today we are joined by two exceptional seniors from our college. We have with us Rishabh Agarwal sir, who is currently heading to Amazon and has previously interned as a software engineer at Kyoto, along with being an Amazon MLSS 24 mentee, ICPC Regionalist 25, as well as expert on code forces and guardian on lead code. And joining him is Divyansh, who has secured an opportunity at Meesho and is widely known for his strong competitive programming skills. He is an expert on code forces, a guardian on lead code, and a 4-star on culture. And he also has hands-on experiences as an Android developer working with Kotlin. So I'm really excited to conduct this interview today. We will be talking about their college experiences, internships, and the interview preparations, placements, and a lot more. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the questions. Rishabh sir, could you start by introducing yourself and telling the audience your journey so far?
So hi everyone, my name is Rishabh Agarwal. I'm currently in my final year at IIIT Gwalior. So when I joined the college, I was a part of IMG program. First year went well in terms of CGPA. I managed to get the branch changed into BCS. In the second year, I mostly did CP, grinded CP a lot, practiced DSA, and in my first year I also explored a bit of development in terms of blockchain, a bit of web development like everybody does. So with that, in third year, I managed to secure a summer intern at CureFit, which was an on-campus opportunity. And after that, yeah, mostly third year went like chilling after getting the summer internship. And after that, the summer internship went pretty well. I managed to secure a PPO from them. And yeah, so after that, I cracked Amazon for a 6-month internship. So yeah, this is the whole journey.
Thank you, sir. Now, Divyansh sir, could you introduce yourself as well?
Hello everyone, I am Divyansh. I am also a final year student at in computer science branch. I secure an opportunity at Meesho as a software developer. I also started my journey in IMG branch only and got my branch changed to BCS after securing very good CG in first year, and it literally helped me a lot. I guess if you are in IMG and you have opportunity to change your branch, you should change your branch to IMT or BCS. Along with this, my first 2 year, I did much in my first 2 years, but then after that, I started grinding DSA and CP in many platforms such as LeetCode, Codeforces, and CodeChef. And along with this, I tried to get experience with Android development in Java and Kotlin with Jetpack Compose. And at the starting of placement drive in college, I got placed at Meesho as a software developer.
Now that we have established the credentials of our guests, let's get into the questions everyone is eager to hear. So both of you have very strong profiles, but in somewhat different directions. Rishabh sir with backend systems, computer programming, and ML exposure, and Divyansh sir with computer programming paired with Android development. So for students who are just starting out and feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of paths possible, how did you personally get started? And how did you discover what you enjoyed? And how you decided to go deeper into that particular?
So I would say कि in first year, try to explore each and every field you get opportunity to explore. Like you can try web development, Android development, DSA. Try to just get the little bit knowledge about all this technology and then see what interests you the most. For me, I started my journey with CP because it has a simple learning curve. Like you don't have to go here and there to learn many other technologies. You just need to have a constant curve and have consistency to run DSA. So I started with my DSA thing, and after getting hands-on experience with DSA, I switched to Android development for making projects and making my resume strong. So for first year, I would say ki, go and explore each and every field you get opportunity to explore, and after that pick up one field and become very good at it. And after that, you will always need DSA as a backup. You will always need a DSA skill to crack any interview. So you have to do that anyhow.
Yeah, so like Divyansh said, mostly in your first year, try everything you can. I started with web development. Our college is well known for that. Whenever someone joins, the first advice you get is try web development, be a merge stack developer. So yeah, I tried that. I first tried a front end. It did not suit me well. I explored back end. It was fine, but still I did not have so much inclination towards development at that time. So I switched to competitive programming, did a lot of DSA, and after doing that, I tried blockchain because like I wanted to give everything a shot. I missed Android development because like of some time constraints, but I feel that it was also a good field that I should have tried because in today's time there are a lot of more web developers than Android developers. So
Uh,
yeah,
but don't try. I would say don't try everything. Pick up. See, DSA is a must, and any one of the development skills, either web, Android, backend, or blockchain. Pick up any one of these and make very good projects. Make good projects in them so that your resume becomes very strong with those projects.
so yeah, like try to like not dive deep into one particular dev first. Try to get breadth of both, a bit of bit, and then you'll get a good idea of
Yeah.
which one you prefer, and then dive deep into it. So this would be.
Now that we are talking about projects, Rishabh, sir, you worked on backend systems, blockchain projects, and scalable applications during your internship, right? And Divyansh, sir, you have built Android applications and worked professionally with Kotlin. So, how important were projects and real-world experiences during internships and placement interviews? How did it help? And most importantly, how do you see if a project is worthy to do?
Yeah, so for initial projects, I would say you can start off with simple projects. There's no harm in that. You'll get to learn a lot from that. I think even a lot of people like to do following YouTube videos and tutorials. It's fine until the extent you just don't copy paste things. You need to understand what he's doing, and then you should try to implement it yourself. So this is very important. Yeah, and after that, once you have got a good idea about the system, you can try going into trying some complicated project that you might find on like you might see some projects on LinkedIn or GitHub. You can try them out if you want to. Also, in terms of internship project, I would say when I started my internship, I got a complete new domain, which was DevOps, and I had no clue about that. But still, like I tried to learn everything during the internship only, and it went pretty well. So yeah, try to like whatever you're doing, try to go into the depth of that once you have understood that this is what you can do. So yeah.
I would say I got my intern opportunity through like not a referral. One of my friend got that opportunity, but he was unable to take that. So he recommended me instead of him. So I that's how I got my internship at Velocity, and it was a freelance intern. So there I got to learn too much about the real life project, how to build a real life application, how to build application for mass users, what are the technologies we should use for that, how are documentation done. So I would say if you get an opportunity to do a even a small intern remote intern, pick that opportunity and it helps you to learn a lot about development. And along with this, I would say having good project is a must. If you don't have a good project and you have DCP skill or DSS skill, your resume won't get shortlisted anywhere. So you need to have any good project. Try to have, if you are having three projects in your resume, try to have all the three projects of different different technologies. For example, if one is based on Spring Boot, you can try Firebase for another thing, so that you can have varying technology in your resume. It will make your resume very strong and it might get shortlisted for the companies.
So, in today's fast evolving tech landscape, beginners often jump and straight into the frameworks or tools without understanding the underlying fundamentals. So, for example, someone might start Android development directly with complex libraries or backend development frameworks without knowing what's actually happening underneath. So, how do you recommend starting these different domains? Like, do you recommend starting from the fundamentals or learn by building and figuring out along the way?
Uh, I would say कि, first learn the language you are going to code on. If you are going to code on Kotlin, learn about Kotlin. Only basic thing about Kotlin, how to write code, how to write for loops and everything. If you are running Go, how to write code in Go. And then start with a basic project and I would recommend YouTube only for this. YouTube will have each and everything you want. You don't need to buy any courses for this. Start with building a very small project, for example, notes app or anything like this, and don't copy and pasting. If you are seeing anything on YouTube, just you don't copy that. You should type it on your own, because if you copy paste the thing, you won't learn anything about that. You will just see, I am able to build an app, and you won't learn anything about this. So I would say YouTube is the best source to learn, but you should first learn the fundamental about the language and then build very basic project with them.
Yeah, so like Divyansh said, there are multiple kinds of people. Like most of them prefer YouTube. That's what pretty much we both did. We prefer seeing visuals rather than learning from the docs. But yeah, there are some people who kind of prefer docs. So docs is another great way to like understand everything from the scratch. They itself give you a particular roadmap. There are various other websites like roadmap.sh or some website that give you a like built a roadmap for a particular tech stack that you can learn for. So that's also a pretty good recommendation in terms of learning how things will go, and not diving straight into the hard things and then you'll quit in the end because you can't understand anything in that aspect. So
So you should try both. First, try running through YouTube. If that works, it's nice. If not, you can try documentation too and see what works for you. Everybody will have their own choice over this thing.
yeah.
Thank you, sir. Rishabh, sir, one achievement that really stands out on your profile is your All India rank 92 in IICPC Codfest 25. And could you talk us through your experience, how you prepare for the contest on that scale, on that level scale? Like how different ICPC level questions are compared to the regular competitive program questions on lead code or code forces?
Yeah, so IICPC was basically a part of the CodeChef contest. So I actually had no idea IICPC was conducting a CodeChef contest. I used to give a lot of contests on Code Forces mainly, and like on some weeks I would hop on CodeChef and give some contests there. So it was one random week that I decided to give a contest on CodeChef, and later I found out that it was actually sponsored by ICPC and they were selecting people from there. So like in terms of preparation strategy for that, it's like basic. If you want to actually do competitive programming and you find it interesting, keep practicing it. Like I have seen two kinds of people in competitive programming journey as well. Like there is one kind of person who needs to keep practicing to get like a good hang of the problem on a particular day. If you don't practice, you won't be able to solve it on that particular day. It would be a bad day for you. The other kind of person is someone who is a bit natural in that aspect and doesn't need to practice things. They can get things naturally on their particular day. I am someone who likes to keep practicing things. So yeah, I solved pretty much more than 1,000 problems on Code Forces throughout the journey. So with practice and giving each contest and absolving the contest was a must. Like after contest, if you are stuck in a problem, like go and read about the solutions, understand what you missed about the solution. This helps a lot. And if not, there are a lot of YouTube videos as well of TLE eliminators. I can recommend some others. There you'll find them on YouTube, so you can even watch them if you want to understand more. Absolve generally one or two questions depending upon your level. So yeah, practicing CP mostly helped me crack this, and the experience over there was really great. Like uh, I got to go to IIT Kharagpur for this, and it was college sponsored. I went there. I also met Dominator there. If you all practice CP, you all must know who Dominator is. So yeah, it was a good experience giving an contest in person, and like having that pressure, seeing different people uh, get the code right and you are not able to do that, and understanding everything. It was a pretty good experience there.
Okay. Divyansh, do you want to add?
I would say if you want to go in CP field, consistency is a must. Like you need to practice 2 3 questions daily anyhow. Like even if there is an exam, don't break that momentum. Try solving 1 or 2 questions daily so that the momentum carries forward daily and you can get better day by day. So don't just do CP for a day and then after a week you are again giving only contest. After a week, don't just give contest. Try practicing more questions daily.
So this is a very classic debate: competitive programming versus development. So both of you have strong CP profiles, but also have applied these problem-solving ability to real-world applications and interviews. So how should a beginner approach this balance?
I would say कि it's not an either or problem. Like कि you need to have both the skills, like DSA and development. You can't move forward with only one skill. So what you can choose is like choosing any one of the both, like any one for the starting, for just starting the thing. Like you can choose development if you want, if you feel interested in that, you can start with development, learn the many like build project in them. Then you eventually need to come to CP or sorry DSA for some time if you want to crack any interview. So how I balanced the thing was I started my journey with DSA and CP. I used to give almost every contest I got opportunity to give, and after building my core skill of the CP, I switched to Android development, keeping practicing my CP daily. Like I used to practice 2 3 rounds daily, but along with this, I started giving time to my Android development journey for about 6 to 7 months, where I learned about the technologies used in Android development and build a few projects. So for me, I started so only with CP and then moved to Android development after some time. But for some other person, it can be any someone can start with development and then move to CP. It all depend upon person to person.
So yeah, as he said, it's mainly not this versus this. It's you need to do both. So whenever an interview happens, you initially need DSA to crack that. But in each and every interview process, the final round is a hiring manager round, where the manager tries to understand you through your projects basically. So projects play a very important role in that part, because if you have a pretty common project, you'll straight away get rejected in that terms. So both are pretty much important. I initially started with development. I kept switching things. I started with development. I went to competitive programming, then switched to dev. So this is what I continuously did. I did not leave CP completely. I practiced it daily. I at least solved 2 problems a day. I kept that as my target. And in terms of DSA, I tried to like do 1 or 2 problems in that aspect as well. But yeah, you can like once you are good enough in a particular contest as well, like in terms of CP, what I did was I skipped a few contests and gave some time to development. This is something that you can try, but it's like your own roadmap. You have to figure out things how you can balance both. It's important to balance both. That's the fundamental idea.
I would say if you want to do DSA, go by the course or take your forward course on DSA,
Strivers.
Stiver Sheet A to Z course. It's a very good course. I studied my whole DSA from that course only. I didn't move to any other course except that. So I would say start with Stiver course. It's best for learning DSA, and along with that, you can have your development journey going side by side.
Yeah, and in terms of CP, you can try like first of all, in terms of CP, I would say don't try to solve problems seeing the topics, because it harms you, because you know what up to apply in that particular problem. You can try various there are various sheets, right? I can suggest some like A2OJ sheet is available. Then TLM eliminators have made some CP31 sheet. You can try that. CSES has a very good problem set in terms of CP. You understand each and every concept well, and they have pretty good questions around it. So CSES is another resource that is pretty useful.
I will add one more thing. What you can do is go to the previous contest and try solving their question, like starting from there. If you don't want to, like, if you don't want to follow any sheet, the best what I did was I used to go to previous contest and used to solve A, B, C, D, like how many questions I can solve, and then solve one more questions. So this helped me a lot in learning many new things and building my skill in the
Yeah, so in this terms only, I see virtual contest is something that you can give
virtual
later.
contest.
If you miss the contest, it's not important to give it on that time. You can go later and give the virtual contest to see how you would rank if you had given in that time. So that something you can try. And this is also helpful if you are pretty scared of your rating being falling down or in that aspect. Yeah, you can try virtual contest and see how you would actually perform in that contest.
But I would say you should, if you have a chance to give a contest, you should give it because it will improve your pressure handling. Like when you are in a contest, you know that your rating will fall if you don't solve this. So you start handling those pressure, which will eventually help you in the interview process when the interviewer will be on your head asking the question.
Yeah.
Thank you. So coming to the next question, both of you have secured strong internship before placements. So how do you view internships in a larger picture of career growth? Like, what advice would you give to your second and third year selves who were hunting for the first meaningful move?
So yeah, I secured it through an on-campus opportunity. CureFit comes to on-campus every year mostly. It was a good interview process where initially we had an online assessment with two interviews scheduled after it. One was a technical and the second one was technical plus managerial sort of interview. So for internship, there are usually 2 or 3 rounds only, not much more. For full time, there are more rounds. And yeah, for preparation, it was like basically go through an entire DSA. Like before your internship journey starts as well, you get around 2 to 3 months of buffer time. Like you understand that I need to perform right now and learn everything. Go through the entire Striver sheet. I would suggest Striver is sheet is pretty good for internships, cracking internship, because most of the questions they ask are pretty standard questions for internships. They don't go out of the box to ask you a pretty hard question in internship interviews. So if you have once solved Striver, you have a pretty good understanding of things of how they work. And if you get a question from outside also, you can apply it. So go through that pretty well. Go through your projects and resume as well, because the last round, as I said, hiring manager round is pretty important as well. They try to know what you have actually done throughout the journey, and not only a technical aspect. So yeah, and also another thing I would like to add, in each and every interview, personality matters a lot. Try to improve that as much as you can. So yeah.
I would say apply in as many company as you can. If you really want an internship, the college won't help you a lot in summer internship. So you need to apply as much as you can in through LinkedIn, through openings. Try getting referrals from the seniors, because in any company you will get at least 1 or 2 seniors of our college. So try connecting to them and messaging them ki, sir, I have this opening from your company. Can you refer me? Because this will help you to land a off-campus interview. Because getting an off-campus interview for summer intern is very hard. Like most of us don't won't get it. So you also asked me that I would say कि if I met my second year version, I would recommend him connecting through more and more seniors to LinkedIn and apply to as many jobs as I can so that I can crack a good summer internship offer.
Exactly, try to connect them pretty early in first second year, so that in third year when the job opening is there and you know that you haven't connected with them and you try to connect at that particular moment of time, there are lots of people trying to connect to them and they won't probably accept your connection and you'll miss out on that. So try to connect to people as much as you can on LinkedIn from the pretty start. It's nothing, you just have to send requests, so you can
And for startups and small company which give remote intern, you need to have some sort of connections with them. Like for example, if I know a senior who is working in that startup, remote startup only, like my 1 year senior. So if I have contact, then he can recommend me to the same company. So I would say कि if you want a small remote intern, you need to have connection with the seniors who can recommend you to the same startup. I have seen many people who got the intern like this only, like small remote intern of 5 to 6 thousand rupees. They got this through the recommendation of the our own senior only. So
not only intern, like full time also.
full time offer. So like in big companies, you may go through a big process. In remote company, if someone recommend you, there will be only one interview round, which will also be a managerial type of interview.
And it would be pretty easy for you to crack that because a senior is
हाँ,
sitting at a high position.
हाँ. So I would say कि keep connection with the senior of our own college too.
Divyansh, sir, coming to the placement season, you have secured an opportunity at Meesho, which has a reputation for a strong technical interview. So, could you talk us through the interview process and the rounds involved?
First of all, there was an OA which was conducting the Gen Lab, and there were 3 questions in that OA. And we were given, I guess, 2 hours to solve them. The question, I can say the question was easy, medium, and hard. Like it was such a lead code contest with easy, medium, and hard question. It was such type of contest. I was able to solve all the three in the time frame. So the next day I got the interview call from the Meesho, which was also offline from our general building, like interview rooms. First round which happened was a group discussion
On technical terms.
on technical terms, where we were divided into group of 10 people, and each were given we were then given a question to solve, and we had to write that DSA code in a sheet of paper. Then they evaluated our code on basis of that paper, and then selected us after having a discussion about that thing, like why you wrote this code, what was your thinking. Like after this, I got selected with my second round, which was an LLD round, where I was given to code a vending machine. Like I was to write a code for vending machine, but the interviewer didn't just want me to code. He wanted me to see how I interact with him. Like what are the functionality he needs, if I am implementing those or not, how I am really managing the modularity of the code, how are the different classes I will be making. He was more interested in this thing rather than the code. How I see the person, how I approach the person. So after having a discussion with my interviewer, I started coding the vending machine code, and it went pretty well. The interviewer was happy, so I got the call for the third interview, which was a resume based round, and a little bit of HLD, high level design, was asked, where the interviewer was just going through my resume and asking me why you built this project, how it solved the project, why did I use this technology, not this technology, why did I use MySQL, not NoSQL, why did I, he was like asking me basic question to know why if I am just making project for the name of project, or I just know ki why and where to use which type of technology, why, where to use Firebase, where to use Supabase. So I was able to answer all those things to him, and then he just asked a little bit of HLD question, which was what is sharding and how data partition, basic question of HLD and OS, and then my interview was completed, and after that I got the offer.
So moving on to Rishabh sir, you have cracked the interview for Amazon, as well as Rishabh sir, you have a particular interesting aspect of your journey is that you have cracked more than one offer at the same time. So how did you choose between the offers, and also regarding your Amazon interview, like how was the process and
Okay, I'll guide you through the entire process. So first of all, I had done summer internship at CureFit. I had for the PPO, I had a interview for it. The interview was basically 3 DSA questions, and a bit of your project or something like that, a technical discussion on that aspect within an hour. The questions, I would say, because it was after a summer internship, were pretty like normal level. I would say it was one easy, two mediums, or two easy, one medium kind of questions. So that went pretty well. It was only one round after the summer internship, and yeah, I got the PPO from that after that internship. Then I also, meanwhile, I had also got an opportunity to interview at Cisco, which was a 6 month plus full time opportunity. In Cisco, we had an online assessment first, after which we had three rounds of interviews. So the first round of interview was mainly like the actual round of interview, where it lasted around 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes, and they literally grill you on each and everything that they possibly can. So I started with my technical discussion on my internship project. Uh, the interviewer, there were two interviewers. So one of the interviewer actually knew the tech stack, so he started asking me questions on that, and I was able to answer most of them. But there were some hiccups here and there which I couldn't answer, and it's okay to admit things that you don't know. It's fine. So after that, they asked me simply like 3 DSA questions, and it was not like I didn't need to code things up. It was like mainly you just give your logic and
Approach.
approach out loud. They'll assess you based on that. After this was done, they started with core questions. The core questions were literally back to back to back. You need to answer them pretty quick. So and they cover everything like DBMS, OS,
CNN
CN,
and
OOPS.
OOPS, yeah, almost
All
everything.
these four paradigms were like covered pretty well, and they like I wouldn't say they, in my interview time, they didn't went too deep in particular topic, but yeah, they tried to cover the breadth pretty much well.
and also the debugging.
There was also another debugging question in my first interview where I was given a code and I was asked to find the mistake in the code and debug it, and it was a pretty small mistake. So it was while not of something, so it was pretty hard to identify that. So that was pretty good. After the first round, I had basically another second round, which was sort of a managerial round where the I felt it was a hiring manager who tried to just discuss my projects in past experience and projects, and just one BSA question, which was medium, I would say. After that, the final round was basically a discussion round about my availability and all. So yeah, I got the offer from that as well. And after that, I also got the opportunity to interview at Amazon for 6 month internship. So usually before getting this opportunity, I used to get rejections from Amazon each and every time, but this was the first time I got an opportunity to interview at Amazon. So yeah, I feel my resume helped me pretty well over there. There was an opening of SD one intern. At that time, I took a referral for that. So referral is very important in that aspect. And the interview was basically two questions, coding questions, that you had to solve and like dry run your code as well and explain everything along with it. And the questions were, I would say, like one medium, one hard, or two medium sort of structure. So yeah, from this I got the offer from Amazon as well. And in terms of choosing things, you need to like understand like what where you will grow the most in such conditions, so in which company you would grow more. So for every offer that I got, I tried to contact a senior who was working at that company at that time and understand like what type of role that company offers. So I ended up rejecting Cisco because from what I had asked a lot of my seniors, what they were mostly hire for network engineer sort of role, which particularly did not intrigue me much. So I did not accept Cisco in that at that time. But yeah, CureFit was a good internship experience, and I really liked them. So I continued with their full time offer, and Amazon was a 6 month offer, which I felt was pretty great opportunity considering its fans. So.
So, in the light of everything we have discussed today, what advice would you give to your first year or second year versions who are watching this interview right now?
I would say uh, start doing things. Just like if you want to do development, do development. Or if you want to do CP, do CP. Don't just sit idle about thinking कि क्या करूँ मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा. Don't think like this. Start with anything. And also, I would say stop comparing yourself with others. Like if other is doing this thing, so everybody runs at a different pace. So you don't compare someone with like yourself with someone. Yeah, do everything on your own pace and just don't sit idle. I would say and try connecting to seniors, as many as seniors as you can.
Yeah, so mostly, yeah, the main thing is comparison is the killer of joy. Don't compare yourself because in the long run, it will hurt you the most. Like in terms of interviews as well, in final year, when you will see people cracking offers, you'll get demotivated a lot considering you haven't got an offer as of yet. So don't compare yourself. Everyone has a different journey. This is very important. And yeah, like try to explore things, not only tech, you can explore various things as well in our college, but at a particular point of time you'll understand that you need to focus to get something and try to grind for it at that particular time, because later on if you don't you'll regret, and it's better to grind right now rather than regret later. So yeah, that would be the main
And
advice.
I will also add one more thing, that CV is important. If you want an on-campus placement, and if you have got a very good CV, 99% of the chance you will get a very good offer from a very good company on campus if you have very good CV. It happened with everybody in our batch whosoever was having above 8.5 CG got placed in very good companies only. So if you are in first or second year and some senior says कि CG में matter नहीं करता है, तो I would say कि CG बहुत matter करता है in long run. So in first and second year, you have opportunity to score very good CG with
Hard work.
less hard work. So don't miss that opportunity and have very good score as much as CG as you can.
CG is pretty important.
CG is very important.
Like, CG is important for on campus and connections is important for off campus. It's simply this. So you have to not only go with one side of things, try to cover both. Make connections on LinkedIn and go for CG as well.
And at least have 7.5.
Because otherwise you won't get shortlisted and you'll regret that.
Many off-campus companies also apply
Yeah.
7.5 CG as a base. So have 7.5 anyhow.
So this brings us to the end of a really insightful discussion. We've covered a lot of aspects such as computer programming, development, internships, placements, and without feeling lost. So a huge thanks to Rishabh sir and Divyansh sir for taking out their time and sharing us their journey. And thank you everyone for watching, and make sure to subscribe to the Uthaan channel, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.